Hey everyone, Hobo4Craft, aka MrHobo here, and I got a little bit lucky, or maybe it's unlucky depending on how you look at it, on the ladder. I actually did play Root QXC. I'll be surprised if you don't know who he is, and I'd be surprised if you don't know who MrHobo is if you're watching this. But actually, yeah, I did get to play him. Actually, I played him twice in a row, one game after another. So I'm gonna show you guys these games. I thought the first one was pretty good. Little bit of a spoiler, I guess. The second one I'm gonna get kind of smashed. But the first one I put up a pretty good fight, and I thought you guys would enjoy watching this game. And I actually want to see it more closely, so I'm going to be casting it. Why not? Or not casting it, I guess, commentating it. But I was a little bit nervous, I guess, since it was against QXC. But I have played against other big names on ladder, so I've kind of gotten used to it. I've been playing in a couple of tourneys to get kind of my nerves out and stuff like that, because I do want to compete at some point. So yeah, it didn't phase me as much as you would think. But yeah, Root QXC, the man himself. Apparently he had just made an account because I think he was like 20-1 and he was in platinum. So yeah, I guess he just made an account on the US server. It looks like he's going a pretty standard build, 12 racks followed up by a refinery right after. I'm going to be going, I think a 15 pool, or not a 15 pool, excuse me, a 15 hatch, and I'm going to be throwing that down right now. And if you notice what I did right then is I actually scouted over here because it tends to be that some players like to proxy right about here, maybe get some Reapers or something, and then they can come up here, abuse the sledge, and get a nice proxy right there, and get a nice harass down with those Reapers. So I always check for that kind of stuff. And Terrans actually do build up here too sometimes, but yeah, it's always a good habit to get looking for that kind of stuff. I should have also scouted around my base, but that was a little mistake I made. Always a good idea to check for things like that, but he is playing pretty standard, as we can see, throwing down that second supply depot, getting that orbital command at 16, so he's got good timings on everything so far. I believe I threw down my extractor and pool both at 15 as well, going for more of an economic game just because this distance in scrap station is pretty long. And my overlord placement that I like is I send the first one out to his base, obviously, and then my second one I send over here, because then I see everything that goes by here, especially if there's some Hellion action going on or whatnot. But he threw down a factory. I didn't quite see that yet. He's doing a good job of playing keep away with my overlord, using his marines. And meanwhile, I'm just droning up. I'm opting to get queen at each base instead of getting any zerglings so far. And I actually am still just getting drones at this point. I'm getting a couple zerglings soon, so that I will be able to scout. That's definitely important. You want to be able to poke up here, see what's being built, all that good stuff. But other than that, you don't really need Zerglings this early on, especially if you don't see a second barracks. That means he's not going to be bunker pushing you. And I probably should have gotten my Overlord in a better position, maybe over here, so that I would be able to do a suicide run to spot what's going on in there, but I really wasn't thinking of it at the time. So that's a little bit of a blunder. I would have been able to see the starport that is going up, but still droning it up a little bit. I'm pumping out some Zerglings finally. My metabolic boost is almost finished. I like being able to get metabolic boost as soon as my spawning pool pops, and that generally happens if you get your extractor 1 or maybe 2 drones before you throw down your spawning pool. So that's a good timing right there. I'm starting to spread my creep, always important, especially against any Hellion play. And I see right here with my Overlord that he has a Hellion just sitting here, and he does not react in time, and I am able to surround that and pick it off. That's a nice little treat right there. Freebie. I'll take that any day, especially if that means I don't have to worry about any Hellion harass. However, I do have to worry about this Viking harass. That is something so important. If you're a Terran player and watching this, this is a great way to start off your 1-1-1. Just getting one Viking out. You don't have to get a lot of Vikings out, just one, because then you'll be able to scout around the map, see what's going on, and most importantly, pick off overlords, which is so annoying for Zergs who are already having trouble making either attacking units or drones, and now they have to worry about using their larva on overlords too. It's just a huge pain in the butt. So that's definitely a great thing to do if you are a Terran, and you see that right after he pumps out one, he is going to be making a couple of whatchamacallums, medevacs, excuse me. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say, but oh, here you're gonna see some great micro here. He barely gets away. I think one more hit I would have killed him. Very good control on that Viking. Was able to pick off, I do believe, two. Oh yeah, I want to say two overlords in total with that one Viking. So definitely cost effective, and it's still alive. Let's see, he has two medevacs. Let's see, 19 Marines, one Marauder, and two Hellions. So he has a pretty sizable force at this point. So I made some Banelings, and I also threw down a couple spine crawlers. One interesting thing, I did see that he had an SCV in his force, and I didn't know what that was for. So I was kind of watching over here. I was kind of waiting for him to come over here, but I never saw anything over there, and I didn't even realize that he was actually building bunkers up here, which is an extremely just really smart play. When I'm playing QXC throughout these two games, I'm just noticing how smart he plays. He plays hard, but he also plays really smart, so that's definitely a harsh combo. And you see that I'm pretty low on harvesters. I should definitely have more, but I saw him pushing, and I kind of panicked, just made a lot of Zerglings, which I think is the right reaction at this point. And he does a really good thing. He actually baits my units, then throws everything into bunkers. I don't think he was really able to use them to their full effect, but I am able to surround everything and pick off a good amount of units, destroy those bunkers before he could salvage, and he is able to get away with a decent number of Marines. Good micro, saving as many as he can. And as you'll notice, right after that, I just pump drones hard, because right after you win a battle, if you're not going to be attacking, you want to drone up as hard as you can, because you just fended off a huge attack, and you don't have to worry about another one coming back, because you just killed a lot of units. It's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes players think, oh man, I just lost a lot of units defending that attack. Now I have to make more Zerglings. No, that's not the case. You actually, because you defended, now you can pump out a lot of drones. So that's a little thing to remember. And meanwhile, he has switched to somewhat of a mech bio composition. He's getting more Marines, but he's also getting tanks. I do believe he has siege mode. Yes, he does have siege mode at this point. Getting some Banshees. And for you Terrans out there, late game Banshee play is actually pretty underrated. But it definitely is great for scouting, is great for harassing when your opponent doesn't expect it. I don't have any Overseers out right now. I had no reason to, really. I guess I maybe should have one just for precautionary reasons, but I don't have any Spore Crawlers either, and he's definitely aware of this. But I did pump out Mutas in the meantime, and I was able to pick off, let's see, one or two SCVs. I did kill the one that was making that turret. And then from there, I didn't want to risk it because he had Stimpak and he had a Viking that could pick off from long range. Because Vikings do have pretty long range. But going to the income tab, you see that after that attack, I did pull ahead in drones by a good amount. And this is just a slap in the face, just saying this and knowing that I am going to lose this game. If you guys didn't already know that, I hope it doesn't take any of the fun away, because this is kind of a commentary, not a showcase. But, and are you guys really surprised that I lost to QXC? Like, come on. But, yeah, I'm just about 20 drones ahead of him, and I'm expanding again. It just makes me angry that I lost this, because I feel like I played pretty well. Just later in the game, I guess I'm going to make some silly mistakes. I should really, I think right now I should throw down another hatchery in my base and be able to pump out and use all of these minerals that I'm kind of stockpiling. You want to always try to be under 500. Granted, it is more difficult when you're a Zerg, because you're going to have to be relying on how many larvae you have and either making drones or whatnot. So there is that, but you still should try to be under as much as possible. And you see stuff like this. I don't have larva in there right at this moment. I'm kind of slacking off. Oh wow, this is actually kind of a long time that I don't have larva being injected. That's a little bit of a blender. I think it's because I was saturating over here, but no big deal. In the meantime, he's catching up in harvester count, and he's actually ahead in minerals per minute because I am saturating this over here. I think I'm going to catch up soon, but he also has those mules, which help so much for him to stay ahead or even in income. And now I'm just going to be making some banelings and mutas. You can see that his force is pretty sizable. He does have 5 siege tanks, which really makes it or breaks it. You see over here, I'm just scouting. I run actually right over a little bit of not paying attention. I lose about 3 mutas right there, and then I decide to go in. I don't even know what I was thinking right there. Oh my gosh. I forgot completely about that play right there. Wow, I'm depressed right now, you guys. But he's going to take advantage of that. Who wouldn't? Of my missed micro right there. And he's going to be rolling in here. I'm going to be waiting for a good positioning, and then I'm just going to be going in and going to try to get my banelings back here, but they're not going to be able to get back there, so I say forget it, and I have to waste it on his tanks, and I'm not able to get rid of these Marines, which do so much damage, especially when they're stemmed, and they just pick off mutas like no other, and I have no choice but to back out. And meanwhile, my minerals are just soaring out of the roof. Really just careless play by me, even leaving a muta behind. But yeah, QXC definitely got really good positioning right there, and he's still just pumping out, macroing very well. You can see all these units on production, getting the Thor out. That's definitely going to be hard for me to get rid of, especially when he has all these Marines and well-placed siege tanks. I can't even get up to his Marines because I noticed that he microed his Marines very well and kept them behind his tanks. Because normally you don't see Terrans doing that because they want to keep their tanks safe. Like, it's kind of counterintuitive to not hide them behind your tanks, but I had actually never really played against a Terran who was this careful with his Marines, and it threw me off a little bit. And he had a great spread right there, used stim really well, and immediately packs up his Marines to go for a drop after that. Just really smart play, like I said, keeping his tank over here to protect his what is now a planetary fortress. And yeah, I don't really have much, even though, oh my gosh, I have so many minerals. That's so embarrassing. And only now am I throwing down the Evo chambers. But yeah, he's going to drop in here. I really don't have anything. I don't even know how that's possible, how I don't have like any units whatsoever. I try to stop it, but Stimpack Marines with +1 attack, too much for me. And I'm going to throw down the GG. There it is. And so game 1. I definitely had a lot of opportunity to pull ahead in the game, but I think with a couple poor decisions and whatnot, that I actually was not able to take the game. And actually, I just noticed I'm on low quality settings, or graphics, excuse me. So I'm gonna switch it to medium. Sorry about that, and I'll pick up right at this point.